This is a replacement battery for a Porter cable 18-volt system. I received this to review for free. If you wanted to purchase it, this particular model costs $20. They have not paid me for my review, and my opinions remain my own. So this is not a lithium-ion battery. It is an NiMH battery. It's the 18-volt Porter cable system. And the nameplate on the battery here claims it is 3.6 amp hours or 64.8 watt hours. So I'm going to go plug it into my equipment and make sure it works, and then I will charge it all the way up and we'll discharge it, see what type of runtime it gives me, and then we'll charge it back up again with an energy meter to see how many watt hours it takes to charge it. Alright, here is this replacement NiMH battery. Snaps in my Porter cable drill, runs everything just fine. So we're going to charge this guy up. I have a combo charger that'll do lithium or NiCad or NiMH, so we're going to plug it into that guy and charge it up all the way. Alright, this battery is fully charged. We're going to run it in my circular saw and see how many minutes it can run that guy with no load. Alright, it's 7:47 p.m. and we're going to start this guy up. Okay, it's been 26 minutes and the circular saw just stopped turning. Okay, this guy stopped turning the circular saw and it's barely turning the drill here, so this battery's definitely been depleted. I don't know if it's going to charge up immediately. It might give me a high temperature warning. It feels just a little bit warm. Nope, it's gone into high temperature warning. So we have to wait for this red light to stop flashing before it starts charging. Alright, we got this guy charging. It's drawing about 45-46 watts. And so I would expect this to take about 1.5 to 2 hours to charge the claimed 64.8 watt hour battery here. Alright, we've been charging for just about an hour. Right now it's drawing 50 watts. It was drawing a little less before. According to my watt meter, we have 40 watt hours in the battery so far. Okay, solid green light. This guy is drawing 1 watt, so it's basically just lighting up the lights, done charging. And the total amp, or the total watts in, is 50 watt hours. So this battery here claims to be 64.8 watt hours. I doubt that. Even with the inefficiencies of the charger, you know, it's only taken in 50 watt hours. So, you know, I suspect this is probably like 45 to 50 watt hour battery. Now, that's not necessarily a deal breaker at this low price. You know, if it turns to be a 3 amp hour battery instead of a 3.6 amp hour battery, you know, maybe it's not meeting its specifications, but it still runs the drill, still runs the circular saw for a decent number of minutes. You know, so it's still an acceptable battery, but you know, it may not be meeting the specifications that they claim on the back of the battery. Now, this was relatively inexpensive, and so you have to, you know, take that price into effect when you're considering, you know, how well does it have to meet its specifications for that low price. Now, this battery fits the tools just fine, but it can be a little tricky to get it to go ARN initially because you have to get it lined up perfectly. Once you get it lined up perfectly, it slides in, it snaps ARN, it works really well. One thing I recommend you do is to just file off the corners a little bit to make this guy slide into the battery a little bit easier. So I just have a flat file. These is just plastic here, so it, you know, you just do a 45 degree chamfer there. And just basically make it so that this will slide into your tools just a little bit easier. And so those rounded corners mean that you don't have to get the thing perfectly straight in. You just kind of get it kind of close and it kind of goes around the corners and flips into place. And so that just, you know, just that little bit of filing there just to round these down just a little bit makes it a lot easier to just, you know, get it started to go into that rail system. So at this price point, I think 50 watt hours is pretty reasonable for that inexpensive price point. Now you could spend more on a different battery chemistry like lithium ion instead of NiMH, but if you already have an NiMH charger, you're just looking for another battery to go a couple more years on your tool, you don't want to upgrade your charger, this here will get you going for another year or so.